Hi and welcome to my channel. In this video I'll take you book shopping with me in Bergen. By the way, this video is not sponsored by Bergen or anyone in Bergen. I just love Bergen too much and it will probably shine through in this video. On this trip I was reading the last book in the Mistborn series, which I enjoyed quite a lot. If you want to hear my thoughts on it, you can watch my last wrap-up video. I also tried a new bookmark for this trip, but it's also a napkin and it wasn't a great success, so it's already been switched out, but the napkin still exists. The worst part about landing in Bergen is that the first thing you see when you land is a gigantic sign that says Bergen ? It's sort of so ugly that it forces you to look at it. That's about the only bad thing about Bergen. On my way to the city center, I drive past the main public library, and I think this is one of the coolest public library buildings we have in Norway. Not that I've seen all of them, but just look at this magnificent building. I didn't find the time to go inside this time, but I'm hoping it will happen on my next visit. Bergen is famous for its bad weather, it just doesn't happen when I visit, luckily. On the corner here lies what I believe is the biggest bookstore in Bergen. It has 3 stories and I usually spend my time in the cellar where the fantasy, English and TikTok section is. This time I didn't go inside because I try to restrain myself. But there's one place that I nearly always visit, and that's a thrift store in the city center, and it's about the only thrift store that has a decent amount of books in it. There is one other place, but they have such high prices that I could just as well buy the books new. I found one book that intrigued me this day, mainly for the title. I giggled, but I did not buy it. Here you see Bergen, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I think the oldest part of this site were built in the 1300s, so you might say it's pretty old. And it's also, of course, the thing that tourists in Bergen take the most pictures of. And on this UNESCO site, you also have a phone booth with books. This concept seems to be spreading these days. There are a lot of old phone booths around Norway where people just hand over the books they don't want anymore and you can pick them up for free. In this specific phone booth, I found a clean Hoover book. I did not pick it up, but it's there, or it was there. If I am to say something slightly negative about Bergen, I find that it's a higher turnover rate in the booths in Oslo than in Bergen. But we can all improve, so maybe over time this will change. Then it was time for me to take a little reading break, and it actually didn't last for long because the temperature was still so low that I had to go inside somewhere. I went back to the crime scene to see if there had come any new books. It hadn't, so I decided to find the other phone booths. Earlier I've only visited the one, but I knew there were several, so I decided to go for a hunt. And I managed to find one of them. Even though internet says that there are several locations with these phone booths in Bergen, I could only find one more, and I didn't really find any new books, but I'm happy that I now know where it is. Of course, I'm one of those that likes the hunting aspect of trying to find new books. Otherwise, I would just have gone to the big bookstore and bought new books. So it's a part of the experience. So I ended up not actually buying any books and I went back to the airport, and luckily all airports have bookshops. I've spoken to some friends lately that don't speak Norwegian, and they say if you want to find a wide selection of English literature, you should just visit an airport, because they often have a better selection of books written in English. I also feel that every Norwegian airport now has its own TikTok section. This is one of those books that I frequently pick up and look at. A couple of years ago I heard so much talk about this one, but it's so big, and I really don't think it's a novel I would enjoy. There's just something about it that intrigues me. But anyway, I still had my Heroes of Ages book and I was just happy to have something to read. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed looking at Bergen with me. I enjoyed being there. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!